She drives one hand like she's pimping. You can't reach the pedals though.
We'll need extensions.
Oh, put her on the lever.
Wop, wop, wop.
Hanging out, Pop? That's a good one right there. Hold on, Pop, stay right there. Get a photo of you. I was putting some air in the tires. They were down in the 20s. I think we're gonna have to be, for these G2s in this car, probably around 45 or 50. So, get them aired up. That way, if we get there, we can bleed them down easily. All right, so day 2 at park. We put the crank sensor in. That wasn't the problem. It ended up being a fried ECU, which then I put a new ECU in it, swapped the chip over, fired up right away. I chased all the wiring for the harness, made sure all that was good. I think we just had a freak ECU failure. That does not happen very often, but you know, these are old cars and it could have been anything. It also, when we took it apart and looked at it, didn't look like anything was fried, but it did look like some of it had some like oxidization on it. So there could have been water or some type of issue there. So put the ECU in a bag and then put it back in the spot there, just in case, so that the next person doesn't have any issues there. So we're going out to park now, we're here, and we're about to shred this thing for the first time. I've done burnouts in it and driven it on the street, but I've never really like drifted it more than like a 90-degree like turn or like in front of the shop or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see. It's got a limited slip in it, not a welded. It does have a 315 rear, so the rear gear is going to be very long for this track. So if the person that wins it wants a different diff, we can work something out and I can swap something in for them. I can work you without something to get you set up right with the car and make sure it's going to work right. With this power, it's just really important to have the right gear ratio. So I'm excited to see how that does, and we're going to try to go spin some pretty big Nitto G2s on the back of this thing. So let's see how it does. That's good. What? It's good.
Looks awesome.
Does it?
How's it feel?
Feels good. It's, the gearing's wrong for this track because it has a 315 in it. It needs a 391 here or a 37. But, I mean, I think it's ripping pretty hard.
Looks way good.
Does
and
it?
Tire smoke.
Sick.
And flames.
And flames?
Yes.
Solid.
How'd you like that? Scale 1 to woof. Huh? All the woofs? Even the dog wants to win the car. Give me that car, buddy.
Carrying a fat piece of tire around. What's up, huh? Alright, what else? That backfire was huge, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we just got done at park and it was a success. The car worked amazing. The front end has tons of grip with those tires on the front. A little bit too much even for me, but I know whoever wins it is gonna be stoked on having some good front grip and have it easy to drive. Like I said, the gearing is a little bit long for this track. A 3.7 or a 3.9 would have been perfect. We would have been absolutely blazing it easily. With this setup, I just had to give it a couple extra clutch kicks here and there. Whoever ends up winning the car, I would suggest, depending on your track, to go to a 3.7 or 3.9 rear gear. 391 is super easy to find. Comes in all automatic E36s. So definitely I would look into that. But if you're just going to street drive the car, this is definitely the gear you want in it. Other than that, I mean, it was really good. It was shooting flames. We were able to drive it at a ton of angle. I have the Ackerman set up a little bit so it'll help you keep the tires spinning pretty easily at lots of angle. So yeah, I mean, we didn't really have any issues at all. I wasn't backwards doing massive burnouts and killing tires, but it definitely drifts with ease. So whoever ends up winning the car will definitely be able to drift. It drifts. We'd never drifted this thing before and came out here and it was good. The handbrake locks up real easy and effortlessly. Got to get the pads warmed up a little bit. It's got, I don't even know what pads are in the back, but they're street pads. But once you get it, pull it a couple times, get the pads hot, works perfect. I think that's about it. The clutch fan did get hung up on the fan shroud, so I'm gonna look at that when we get home and space that properly. Maybe just throw a new fan clutch on it if it needs it, or a new fan itself if it needs it. But yeah, if you're gonna go full drift car with this thing anyway, I would probably get rid of the clutch fan and put a really nice electric fan that's shrouded anyway for the next person. But again, like, I don't know if the person who wins it's gonna street drive it or if they're gonna be, you know, shredding it at the track every weekend. But I'll definitely help whoever wins it out with however I can with the knowledge and set you guys up. So what we're gonna do is go home and give the car a once over, nut and bolt, and then we're gonna wash it up, get it clean. My girlfriend's gonna buff it, get it all nice and glossy, cleaned up for the winter, and maybe we'll drive it again, do some more burnouts or something. We'll see. Later, dudes. Later, nerds.